Red Bun means for live, a casual take with your boy Stephen Pepper, here to give a take off my chest. So last night, I actually watched the Taylor Swift episode of the New Heights podcast. A million people saw it in like the first hour. That was big. But if you think that's what I'm going to talk about today, you're mistaken. But it made me, the podcast I bring it up because it made me think about Travis Kelce, who is one of the co-hosts of the podcast with his brother Jason, obviously dating Taylor Swift. It made me think about Kelce, his team, Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs, and the discourse around their dynasty, because it's been getting nasty in the last couple of weeks, including yesterday when one of the people I look up to in sports media is Colin Cowherd, proclaimed the dynasty is over. Their dominance is done. And even his co-host J-Mac, trying to get his hot takes off the other month, had the Chiefs missing the playoffs. Okay. Listen, what I'm about to say for the next 3 minutes is going to make me sound like a Chiefs homer, desperately trying to cling on to my team's dominance. I'm going to set the record straight. I am not a Chiefs fan. I would be glad if the Chiefs stopped winning Super Bowl so other people in the AFC had a chance. But I'm trying to be honest and have the best takes. And with that said, there is no way that you can confidently say in August of 2025 that the Kansas City Chiefs dynasty is done. You can't. Since when did losing in the Super Bowl when you won the previous two mean that your window is closed? That makes no sense. You know when a dynasty is actually over? When a team fails to make the Super Bowl in 3 or more years. That's when the dynasty is over. That's when the window is closed. So, even if you don't think the Chiefs are going to make the Super Bowl this year, let's say they don't even make the AFC title game, but if they make the Super Bowl the following year, it's still a continuation of that dynasty, whether you like it or not. But you don't like it because you think it's time for the Bills, the Ravens, the Chargers, the Broncos. It's their year. Bruh, you've been selling me that for the past 3 seasons. And all but one time from one team in the last 6 years has someone prevented Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs from getting the Super Bowl. And that was Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. But are they even going to make the playoffs? Sorry, Mom and Papa, for digging in your team there. But I'm being honest. The Cincinnati Bengals haven't made the playoffs in the last 2 years. Joe Burrow is the only quarterback since Patrick Mahomes went to and won his first Super Bowl, been pretty much ever since Brady stopped winning the AFC, from preventing the Chiefs from getting to the Super Bowl. But they haven't made the playoffs in the last 2 years. Their defense is still atrocious. So his biggest, most proven foe might not even make the playoffs again. And you think the Chiefs dynasty is over. I'm going to remind everybody that the Kansas City Chiefs, whether you like it or not, went 15-2 last year, despite not having their best running back and best receiver for the majority of the season. That's the best record in the league. That's contrary to popular belief because everyone just sees the Chiefs not scoring as many touchdowns as they did in 2019 as the sign of regression. But no, they're a defensive first team now. They still had the best fourth quarter closing quarterback. They had 2 more wins than the Bills, 3 more than the Ravens, and they still went on to their 3rd straight Super Bowl. Yes, the Chiefs are a year older. They are. But guys, as long as they have that guy at quarterback, that guy at head coach, that guy at tight end, and an elite roster, you cannot say that their dynasty is over. It is too early. Yes, I understand the Patriots went 10 years in between winning Super Bowls. They did. Well, that's because they started, missing the playoffs and losing in the first, second round. And that's what happens when you go 3+ years without making the Super Bowl, and they did in a stretch. Your dynasty is over. That's why their dynasty split in 2. But the Chiefs are coming off 3 straight Super Bowls. Even if they don't make the Super Bowl this year, it is too early today to say that their dynasty is done. Because remember when they lost to Tom Brady in Tampa Bay in 20, right? And then the following year, they lost to Cincy in the AFC title game. They went to go to 3 straight Super Bowls after and win the first 2. Even if they lose the Super Bowl and don't make it next year, they could rattle off a couple more the following seasons. It's too early because even if you think the Bills and the Ravens are getting better, it's their turn. It was supposed to be their turn 2 years ago. When in 2023, the Ravens and the Bills were favorites over the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Chiefs beat them. The Ravens and Bills having better records than Kansas City, having the MVPs, and the Chiefs still beat them last year and the year before that. I just don't think you can say confidently right now, maybe next year, hell, maybe in December, if Travis Kelce's really cooked, and it looks like this might be Andy Reid's last year, maybe we can have this discussion. But right now in August, when this team just came off 3 straight Super Bowl runs, 15-2, to say that this dynasty is over. Because even if they don't make it next year, with that quarterback, that coach, that tight end, there's no way that you can say they won't make it the following year, and that's a continuation of their dynasty. But let me know what you guys think. Is the Kansas City Chiefs dynasty over? I appreciate everyone for tuning in this episode of A Casual Take. The next time you see me, I'll probably be in a hotel. This is my last day in Columbus as I'm moving to my new job. I'll tell you all about my new job in the future. But until then, see you.